Hey there, Paranormal peeps! It's me, Paranormal Girl, and in today's video we're going to be continuing this series, if you want to call it, where I react to those old-timey videos. So this one's called How Do You Know It's Love? This is also from the 1950s. Now, I chose this one because, obviously, I don't need any kind of advice. It's you guys who need the advice, and I figured because most people can't do this stuff on their own, they always need support. So I figured, you know what, I will be the support that my viewers need to get them the advice that they need. So we're just gonna get into it, but if you want to see more content like this, of course, slap that like button, subscribe, hit the bell, be as well, and comment down below other videos that you maybe want me to watch, different ideas for stuff like this, videos in general, so you can see the content that you want to see when you want to see it, or just say hi. I'm fine with that as well. But let's get into it. How do you know it's love? I hope you guys can hear it well, because I'm still figuring that stuff out. And if I sound nasally, it's because allergies. What is she holding? Are those shoes? Oh, they're flowers. At first I thought it was like a dead rat. I think she's wearing like a wedding dress.
I'll have to think about it.
Ooh.
How did you know when you were in love with Dad? I've been in love several times before.
Oh, that's reassuring.
And each time I thought I'd found my Prince Charming.
This is so reassuring.
Most people fall in love.
I've heard sometimes the magic number or whatever is 3, where it's your first love is not the fling, but it's the first one. Woo. The second one is more steady, but something's not right, and then the third one is the one, but I wouldn't know. I mean, I totally know, and you know, I totally know. It's correct, of course. Yep.
I'll have to think about that. Let's save it tomorrow, shall we?
This is just gonna become a long waiting game. The guy's like,
do you love me?
She's like,
I'll think about it and get back to you later.
She's like,
Mom, how do I know that I'm loved?
She's like,
I'll think about it. I'll tell you later.
so it's just gonna get passed down the line to when someone's actually going to respond and has to get back to the grandfather. This guy's gonna be waiting for a year plus to finally get a response. That's where I'm predicting this goes.
I haven't dated any girl but Nora in 2 months. We're really in.
What does he mean by in 2 months? He means that it's been 2 months since he had a girlfriend? Or does he mean he's never dated someone for 2 months? This is the longest his relationship has lasted? Because I'm kind of concerned either way. Because if he's wow, I've never dated someone for 2 months, buddy, I hope it's only one other person that you're comparing this to. But if it's I haven't dated anybody in 2 months, it might be a bit too soon. And the way he words it makes it sound like that's not normal. It's it sounds like he might go whoop, 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 just back and forth. He's not a settler.
And you were really in love with Betty and Mary and Dallas and I don't know who else.
This guy is such a red flag.
Nora's the prettiest girl I've ever known.
And that's the most
She's
redeeming
just
quality.
as beautiful as...
And you think that's all that matters?
Yeah!
Hurry up and get. You young punks go to the movies a couple of times and you think you're in love.
I'm confused. This guy's you young folk, and I see Harvard and stuff. So it's set up where I imagine they're roommates or something, but the way he's you young folk makes it sound like there's a decent age gap between the two of them.
It's nothing like the slush they give you in the movies.
It's nothing like the slush they give you in a video.
Good night.
That reminds me of how they used to do lighting stuff with older movies, where they flick off the light, and instead of flicking off a normal light, you can see that the studio lights that they're using just fade down to lower, instead of it's just the fade.
Guess what, Mother? Jack and I are going on a double date with Jack's brother Bob and his girlfriend.
Okay, they're brothers. Okay, that's okay. Still, his brother telling him, you young folk, they're the same generation. There has to be a pretty decent age gap between them for it to be an actual, not the same generation. And judging by the fact that they still share a room and they look around the same age, in theory, it's not that much of an age gap.
They're engaged and so much in love.
They're engaged. Well,
They might help you to understand how your capacity for love grows and develops just as you grow and develop.
that was the most, subtle, moral of the story kind of thing, where it's watch how love grows and develops as you grow and develop. That is the most, giving you the message of, your love will grow and develop as you are a growing, developing teenager. They really did pick the best picture of that baby.
Oh, that's the boy who used to live next door.
Why do they have a picture like that of the boy who used to live next door? Because I can tell you this much. I may have pictures with my neighbors, but I can tell you I do in fact not have a picture of just them. Or just them as a child with their prized possession. Why on earth do they?
That's a kind of love, too. Possessive.
What? Uh-oh. Red flag the toxicity. No. You know, possessiveness is love. If they're not letting you go and live your life and they're being possessive, it's just them telling you that they love you. No.
By doing things for others.
By doing things for others, whether it's by choice or not.
The captain of the football team.
Creepy. Why do you have a locker room picture of the captain of your school's football team? And this is not a yearbook that you're looking back at. You had that you acquired that photo through one way or another, and then you kept it. Why? Why would you do that? Why? That's so weird.
He never knew how much I loved him. I guess he never knew I existed at all. Well, we all go through crushes like that on teachers.
I was about to say teachers. No. Backtracking for a second before we get on that whole issue tissue. So you have this picture of this guy because you used to love him and you had a crush on him and he didn't even know you existed. That is so incredibly creepy, my goodness. And she was about to say teachers. Guys, don't have crushes on your teachers. I shouldn't have to say this. Do not.
Sports stars or movie stars.
Okay, sports stars, movie stars. You see it happen. To some extent, I do think it's kind of weird when someone's like, ah, yes, this 50-year-old male actor is just the stuff. I'm like, you mean this man who has a wife and kids our age? Pardon?
But it's more. I'd almost completely forgotten him.
I'm confused. I thought this girl hadn't dated any guy before because she's like, how do I know that it's love? But then she's like, ah, yes, remember the time that you had a crush on this guy? You dated it. How do you forget that you dated someone at her age? I feel like I've heard stories from adults who are like, oh yeah, I forgot I dated them. But especially because she has a picture with him. I think if I were to date someone ever, which is not gonna happen, I would probably be concerned if I looked at a picture and was like, oh yeah, I dated that person. I totally forgot. What? How do you just forget that you dated someone? How?
Oh, look, there's the couple who met at camp last summer.
She's so creepy. Goodness. Couple who you don't even know who the people in the photo are. They're kissing. They don't know you. You accidentally caught them over the summer and you just happen to have the photo. I can tell you I would in fact not keep this photo printed out and put it in an album. Of course, for them it's not the same as now, where you would have to go through the action. I'm guessing this is on a Polaroid or something. But they probably didn't even know you were there. You are so weird. The actual heck. I love the fact that this entire section of it is the instructional part, whatever, where they're breaking down for you the different types of love and discussing it and how it's like. I'm trying to figure out if they're explaining if it's real love or how they're trying to explain this, because I'm not getting a very clear or distinct vision here.
Something more. It's
Something
tender.
more.
Unselfish.
Unselfish.
Cooperative. And if you aren't sure, you can always ask yourself some questions. Are we really interested in the same things? Do we feel at ease together? Are we proud of each other? Do we agree on the basic things such as religion, marriage, children, money?
That was the most PSA bit of this episode. Granted, that's the point of it. But that was the most first we'll tell you about the different stages of love, and at the very end it's the recap where it's and if you ever have any questions or you're wondering, just ask yourself these 5 questions that'll really make sure that you know that it's love. Or that was more a should you continue with the relationship kind of thing. Because you need to agree on things like kids, marriage, I forgot all the other things. But you need to agree on those things, of course, to have a successful long-term relationship. So that's more of a question of, that's less of a question of is it love and more of should we be continuing to invest myself in this because is it actually going to work out or not? I just realized they just didn't have their lamps on their tables, and I'm really wondering why. Why did they take the lamps off the table?
I'm going to watch Bob and Jean, see if they have a mature love.
Imagine Bob and Jean just argue the entire time, can't agree on anything, act like they hate each other. That'd be really funny.
And guess what? You're going to have to sit through another concert by that young French pianist you didn't like.
You mean the same one we saw last season?
That's right. Maybe this year you'll agree with me that he has real talent.
Who called it? I called it. But the way he's like, you mean I have to watch for that pianist that I don't like? This is the most setup to show that it's not a good relationship. Or it's supposed to show that like it doesn't necessarily have to fit within those guidelines to still be a good relationship. We're about to find out.
Well, at least we'll have fun debating it.
Okay, so I'm guessing that just makes me seem like there are a couple that more like to have their separate interests but like conversate about it. How she's like, we'll have fun debating it. They like to express different opinions and have conversations about it. Okay, that's not bad.
Do Bob and Jean have a mature love?
I sure hope they have a mature love if they're engaged. Kind of important.
I guess I never really learned to appreciate classical music.
Oh my, this is not gonna go well. Just this little like, okay, back to my menu. This is just going so well for you.
I wonder.
She just did a little lip bite. She's like, I never want to do that again, ever, never again. But she did a little lip bite. Goodness gracious.
I'm willing to take a chance if you are.
Oh, that's the fun of it, Bob. Priscilla.
You know, I'm willing to take the challenge if you are. Goodness gracious, my. Why? It's just the most, like, let's make them seem like they're so in love and such a happy couple because it's like, I will take the risk if you take a risk. Ew.
But what about us?
I wanted it to be like, but what about us? She goes to like talk to me. He's like, shut it.
I'm going to have the leg of lamb.
Well, I thought it would be fun to try a Chinese dish.
That's all right if you like that stuff. Me, I'll stick to the lamb.
Oh, come on, Nora. Take a chance with us on the lobster cantonese. Oh, I like that.
Why does she have to order the same thing as everything else? As everybody else? Get your own dish. This is one of those people who get pizza at the Chinese buffet. Goodness.
I don't always feel at ease with Jack. He's so unpredictable.
Unpredictability
We don't really know
is fun.
each other. Kids are such fun. Don't you think so, Nora? Children. Oh, we've never talked about things like that. Or religion.
Y'all are young. I understand establishing things like children is important, but at the same time, they are young to have like a serious conversation about children. They've been dating for 2 months or they haven't been dating for that long. You don't need to have the children conversation this early along. Like that is something that you can discuss and debate later when it's more serious. I guess that's part of the mature love thing, but like children might be a bit much.
They do have a mature love. Our talk at the dance this week.
That's why she was dressed like it was like her wedding. It was a dance. Okay.
We're not ready for that kind of attachment, are we? But we can still have a lot of fun, can't we?
Okay, I'm glad that she didn't just like end the relationship right based off of that, because like mature love is something you have to build towards. Why am I like actually like investing? I'm supposed to be making fun of this. Why have I not gotten to a good one that talks about like, yes, the domestic housewife has no rights, and then I go, ha 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 ha, funny.
What time?
About 8:15.
8:15. Your parents let you go on a date that late? Woo. Okay. Different times. The end. Finally. Woo! That was not as bad as the first one. I like hated the first one so much. It was so boring. The young man's fancy. Electric! Okay, that was like not terrible. That wasn't one that was pushing some really outdated opinions or anything, which was good. But it's funnier when it's really outdated because then I can laugh at it and be like, yes, domestic housewife, vacuum go burr. Well, that about concludes today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you did, slap that like button, subscribe, hit the bell to be small, and comment down below more videos that you might want to see me react to, more video ideas just in general, or like just anything in the comment section. Do it. And subscribe. I might have already said that, I don't remember, but subscribe so we can get 333 subscribers, which is when a big video will come out. And hit the bell while you're subscribing so you're notified every time I upload a video, because I might upload some teasers for that big video. I might upload little, like, just updates or whatever, like shorter videos that are like, hey, real quick, I'm gonna tell you about this, because really soon, if nothing changes on Monday, I believe, it's Monday, May 31st. There's not quite a time yet, so I'm planning on doing another just like short video that'll like give a quick rundown. I'm going to be doing a hot wing stream on Fish Whizz's Twitch, so keep an eye out for that. But that concludes today's video. I will see you in the next one. Goodbye, 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 goodbye. If they went to a dance, that means they're in like high school. Yeah, you don't need to have the cold kids conversation yet. Wait a minute. Nah. And I'm surprised that video allowed her to like be like, I don't know about kids. I'm surprised they're not like, woman go birth.